Bye. जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जाते, जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम नाम
नमो महाभूते वासुदेवाय नमः श्री कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमोस्तुते नमः जन्मनां श्री माता जी बेटजे श्री नैवेद्यं नमस्तुते नमो नमः मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुद्रम मंगलम तनो हरि ओम
जय 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 श्री रामायण जय जय सीता राम कहो जय 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 श्री रामायण जय 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 श्री रामायण जय जय सीता राम कहो जय जय श्री रामायण राम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न सब दशरथ कापुर राम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न सब दशरथ कापुर नहीं सुमित्रा कौशल्या होई थी माता जय जय श्री रामायण जय जय सीता राम कहो जय जय श्री रामायण ये रखवाली कौन चले की जनकपुरी विश्वामित्रा ये रखवाली कौन चले की जनकपुरी शीश मिलाए सब सीता राम कहो जय 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 श्री रामायण जय जय सीता राम कहो जय 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 श्री रामायण राम लखन सिया मन कसियाड़ी केवट जेवड़ी राम रामे राम लखन सिया मन कसियाड़ी केवट जेवड़ी राम रामे रावण मारा रावणाया प्रेम का हनुमान मिले जय 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 श्री रामायण जय जय सीता राम कहो जय जय श्री रामायण जय जय सीता राम कहो जय 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 श्री रामायण
Brothers and sisters, respectful Pandit, Mr. G, all the wonderful people this morning who have attended Satsang, Kirtan and Pravachan, and joining in the beautiful Vedic Puja by Pandit, Mr. G. My humble Sitaram Swagatam to all of you. To those of you in the Mandir, a sincere welcome. To those of you who are joining us in whatever forum you may be, you may have that blessing of that divine Shakti As we join this morning in prayers to the Tumkar Bhagawan, we pray that the Lord gives us the blessings to be here. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Om Shri Saraswati Namo Namah. Shri Guru Charne Kamle Vyo Namo Namah. Om Shri Krishna Radha Rani Namo Namah. Om Shri Shiva Parvati Mata Namo Namah. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Govindaya Namo Namah. Om Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Sansara Saram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hirdayana Binde Bhavan Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Om Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Om Lokabhiramam Radarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvansanatam Karunyarupam Karunavakaram Sansarasaram Bhujagendraharam. Unto that Guruji, Gurudev, for those of you who heard that Guruji, Vinamami Chahiye, we pray for that Guru. But if the Guru is here, he's gone to the far beyond. We pray to Bhagawan Sri Krishna that world greatest teacher can be the Guru, your parents, an elderly one. Om Achanda Mandalakaram Vyatam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Hari Om. Devotees, this morning, I'll humbly attempt one verse of Bhagavad Gita and probably one verse of Manusmriti, which is an ancient text, to the best of my ability. And before we do that, we'll join in prayers to Bhagawan Sri Krishna before Bhagavad Gita is revered. Om Govinda Govinda Hare Murare Govinda Govinda Ratangapani Govinda Govinda Mukunda Krishna Govinda Govinda Namo Namaste. Gaurangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Pranamami Hare Priye. We heard many times about Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, there are many Gitas. There are over 60 Gita, maybe probably more. We have the Guru Gita, the Advaita Gita, the Anugita, the Brahma Gita, and there are many, many more to list. But the Bhagavad Gita is the most popular Gita. That's a dialogue between Bhagawan, Sri Krishna, and Arjuna that has over 700 verses in 18 chapters that put a light to man's life. And if we looked at it today, the Bhagavad Gita is everywhere. And there's one place that the Bhagavad Gita can always be found. Anyone? Bhagavad Gita can always be found. If you go to the court, the Bhagavad Gita is always there. It's a text, it's a grant that was given to us by Bhagawan Sri Krishna. So man can elevate himself to the highest level in Kali Yuga age and the odd ages to come. Today, on this chapter that I picked to humbly read, talks about what is dharma. Quite often we ask ourselves, quite often we inquire from others, what is dharma? And dharma says it comes from the Sanskrit dri, which means to support, to hold, and to bear. Kirtanam is dharma, the Vedic puja is dharma, the attendance in the Mandir is dharma, seva is dharma, whatever we need, whatever we do is dharma. And if you look at it, on a larger scale, dharma means the essential order of a thing with integrity, harmony, peace in the universe that cannot be disturbed. And dharma, in its largest sense, means righteousness, justice, goodness, and everything that we feel that we can do from our heart. As this morning, if you're listening to Palaji, the Vedic Puja talks about that divinity within us, that soul within us, which is great. And when we can use that to do something for others, that is dharma. But if we look at the cosmos, universe is governed by the law of dharma. The earth, the heaven, we look at the sun, the moon, the stars, the lunar, the water, the air. And if we go further, we will find the animate, inanimate, being life and death, creation and dissolution, growth and decay, progression and retrogression. When we ascend or we descend, everything is subjected to the divine law. No activity in this world goes without this law. And it is this divine law which goes by the name of dharma. And universally, worldwide, is acknowledged and is interpreted not only by Sanatan Vedic dharma, or as Hindus, but this dharma is being embraced by various denominations, various races, even some religion. It's embracing our dharma, just so to speak, on a volume, how great Hindu dharma is. But dharma is the only means to attain the material advancement in the world. And the final supreme bliss that man today is looking for. And it is with dharma alone that contributes to the true and everlasting good of man on earth, the time that we have here, that peace, prosperity can reign. And if you believe in the shining example of dharma, if you look at that powerful mantra, before I move into Bhagavad Gita, and those of you will know that the Sri Harinarayan Mandir is not only about preaching alone, it's about teaching. Do you agree or no? Yes. Why you agree? Because I think it was last week or the week, and it was here, and he taught us a powerful mantra. Anyone remember that mantra? A. Gayatri mantra, which is a very powerful mantra that brings a vibration to the mind, the soul, the body, and to the universe. And today we are going to join collectively in that very mantra that was taught to us, because the Mandir is about teaching as well. So we'll join together, and it's going to come from all the congregation 3 times. Let's go like we did it last week. You gonna lead? I'll start, you're gonna continue. Om Bhurvuvasva Tatsaviturenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvuvasva Tatsaviturenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvuvasva Tatsaviturenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Well done, Dhanyavad. Beautifully that this mantra can be able to elevate our mind or our souls and intellect, and it's an easy mantra. So before we look into the Bhagavad Gita is a sacred granth, and it's being read all over the world, as I said earlier. And this Bhagavad Gita was spoken by no other than Bhagawan Sri Krishna, the world's greatest teacher. So we can imagine when we speak, no one wants to listen, which is fine. But when the Lord speaks, everyone listens. Is that true? So the Bhagavad Gita, it's written coming from the words of Bhagawan Sri Krishna himself. It was not another person, it was he himself. Bhagawan Sri Krishna started saying that the Bhagavad Gita means a song, and it's a soothing nectar for the listening pleasure. When the song of God is being revered, anything that we do, we will stop, because it has some vibration, it has some sentiments, and it has some divinity, as Kaniji talks about divinity this morning. And as we join in this chant before, that leads me into the first chapter. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Kim Kurubhatta Sanjaya Hari Om. The very first verse talks about dharma. Earlier we talked about what is dharma. The very first message that Bhagawan Sri Krishna is talking about here, it's dharma. Dhritarashtra, he was a blind king. And he was the father of the opposing army. Had the Kauravas on one side and Pandavas on one side. And Sanjaya, he was blessed with a rishi, Vedvyas. Vedvyas had a divine chakshu. The divine chakshu means he had a divine sight. He can see ahead of what the war was always going to be. And this allows him to see what was taking place. But the reason why Dhritarashtra was asking this question, because he was expecting the Pandavas who had strong faith. And this chapter very well tells us that we need strong faith. We need strong faith in this age. The age was just past, we had pandemic, and the age to come. That he would have been withdrawn from this battle. But despite how many efforts and how many strategies Bhagawan Sri Krishna avoid the confrontation of the war, the war finally ended up. So in today's world, the message of this, one of the messages of this chapter is telling us that there are many kinds of injustice, so we see them around us. There are lots of wrong things that can take place and we tend to give up very easily. But sometimes we give up because our minds are confused. And when the mind is confused, the intellect gets disturbed. When the intellect gets disturbed and the mind is confused, my friends, then we don't have a clear vision of what it is to be strong. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, when there's any kind of injustice, stand up for what you think is right. Stand up for what you think is dharma. And you speak the facts, regardless of if one person is on the minority, or one person is standing, and if they becomes this unfavorable, sometimes in life, we speak the truth and we lose many friends. Is that true? So the human body, it's a field where the right and the wrong goes on, but we need to stand up from what is right. And my friends, this chapter is telling us that this battle, this Kurukshetra, becomes a battlefield. We all, at some point, will be facing this battle. And if we are not prepared to face the battle, then there may be many things can come our way. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying that a person who does not discharge his duty or her duty can never progress in life. The Bhagavad Gita does not teach us about fighting. What it teaches us about strategies, how we can overcome these kind of battles that we have in the world today. And on this chapter that talks about dharma, when we have that ability and mental attributes in our lives, then we need to understand that it is the only right thing that comes up. And if we look at it logically, and we look at another grant that I will, hopefully I will try to touch on today, the Manusmriti is a very old, ancient text by Manu Maharaj. And Manu Maharaj is saying that there are 10 laws of dharma, which I'll hopefully and humbly will attempt. And if we look at the first verse talks about dharma, and Manusmriti is saying that there are 10 laws of dharma. It says, Om Driti Kishma Damosteyam Saucham Indra Nigraham Dir Vidya Satyam Makrod Dashakam Dharma Lakshmanam Hari Om. Manusmriti is saying that we have 10 laws of dharma, and patience is one of them, forgiveness, self-restraint in our life, the purity of our mind, self-control, reflecting and understanding who we are, what's our purpose in life, satyam, speaking the truth, and abstaining from anger. And we see today, the first thing that comes to any one of our mind is what? It's getting angry. So when you look at Panditji today, he did the Vedi Puja, and it talks about the blessing the parts of the body, where it talks about blessing the mouth, Vangmeyastu, or sometimes we use Bhakwa. So we could change our moods. So we can be very happy now, or we can be very sad. But can we change our words? No. We need to choose our words carefully, what we say, how we say it, and whom do we say it. Because we can change our moods in a quick time, be happy now, be sad, back and forth. But once our words are gone, we cannot take back these words, and we cannot say, I'm sorry. So it's very important that we think of what we say, because our words will either take us or break us. And when pain comes to our lives because of our words, we lose relationship, we lose friendship, we lose from failure, we can drop into failure rather than being successful. And sometimes, we weep and we cry. What this verse of this bhajan tells us, Bhagawan mere naiya us par laga dena ab tak to nibhaya hai aage bhi nibha dena. It's telling us, O Lord, take my boat to the other bank of the river, away from pain and misery. And so far, you have helped me to cross, to continue. Give me the help I need. Bhagawan Sri Krishna has 16 qualities. One of it is compassion. Bhagawan Sri Krishna is saying, in this age, if you chant my name, there is no doubt. And this prayer tells us, as an evidence of it, Om Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partu Dhanurdhara Tatra Shirir Vyo Bhuttir Druvya Nitir Matir Mama Hari Om. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, where there's Sri Krishna, the Lord of the Yogis, and wherever there is Arjuna, which is in our Acharya, there will always be the unending opulence. And that unending opulence here is talking about wealth. There is always going to be success in life. And this wealth he's talking about, it's victory, prosperity, and happiness in man's life. So this prayer even is telling us that the Lord, there is no doubts. So many times we have doubts in our minds and we are so confused. But Bhagawan Sri Krishna, who is the Jagat Guru, the world's greatest teacher, he left this lesson for us. And what he says, we should consult Bhagavad Gita, which brings us from a breakdown to a breakthrough. So many times we are sick and we go to the doctor. The doctor now he looks and he makes his decision based on our illness. So once the doctor gives us the medicine, we don't drink that whole bottle, or we drink it according to whatever is written. And I'm talking about here about the physicians or the doctors, the medical practitioner out there. I'm not talking about, these bush doctors, right? Guess you've heard that before, the bush doctor. The bush doctor will give you different medicine based on the doctor, so we need to follow the doctor. Because sometimes we don't follow what the doctor says. We go and take something else. We don't take. But he's saying too, the same way we take the medicine, it's the same way when we have our problems and our suffering and our illnesses, and we have our downfalls in life. When we're struggling, we should take the Bhagavad Gita as our medicine, because the Bhagavad Gita is the only source of all the solutions in this age. He says, you chant my name, and you chant it from the bottom of my heart, then it is only so. The sincerity is what's going to bring peace. And as we chant the name, the Mandir name, Bhagawan Sri Krishna, name is so sweet, that's Mandir, the name of God. We'll chant that 2 verses. Mandir Naam, Sita Ram, everyone, Mandir Naam, Sita Ram, Mandir Naam, Sita Ram, Bhagawan Krishna is saying that if he takes his name and we chant it, we can be able to cross that mundane existence in that world of happiness and sorrow. And those of you probably who know that I'm a very, very firm believer of time, and just going to wrap up the Pravachan. But before I wrap up the Pravachan, I would like to thank Dhanyabad to Bahinji Radhaji, and the family for having us this morning for this puja, and Pandit Mizerji for doing that beautiful Vedi puja, and there's some birthday celebration that we wish all these wonderful souls a great birthday by Vinud, by Narada from the tab accounting business, little Sophia, and little Jidya. To these kind of souls, we pray that Bhagawan continue to give you health and strength, and that you can have greatness and connection with the Lord as the birthday program continues. And before I close, I will say when we're going to have that birthday song, the Mandir's Way, and we can be able to sing that song. Om Hari Om Hari Om. Om Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Gadajujja, Mangalam Pundarikakshe, Mangalaye Tanu Hari. Hari Om. Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavad and thanks all of you who are being here, and those who are watching us and joining us from various platforms, and to all of you who have contributed in whatever little way to make this Mandir going and today's Satsang. Thank you very much to all the singers, to all the talented musicians, and for not forgetting our technical support by Kumar, who's been bringing this program live after live, our wonderful Panditji, who has always been here doing the great puja and sometimes the pravachan this morning. On that note, I will end, and I'll probably have some time to maybe Panditji can say a few words, and then we can probably have the birthday song, and then Arti. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Panditji. Bahut shukriya. Dear brothers and sisters, it's always a pleasure to be sitting in this holy pilgrimage every Sunday morning and listen to the Pravachan that teaches us to how we must carry on our lives. If we offer everything with prema and bhakti and we refer to that, in our karma, that will end up to our, in the dharma, come with the karma, actions and reactions. If we do everything with love, then we will receive love. But if we do any things that because we was told to do it, then we don't have no faith, no love, and nothing in return. Everything must come from within you, and it must come with love. And we should try to practice the teaching of Sri Satya Sanatana Dharma. And Sri Satya Sanatana Dharma, it teaches us to love yourself and love everyone equally. When Lord Shiva sits in the Kailash Parvat and he opened the third eyes, he see every single one of us equally. He doesn't see none one fat, none one dark, none one fair. Because we are all his children. So he loves all of us equally. But when we take this form as Manusha Tanapave, when we take this form, then we see the difference between each other. You know, he said, Mohe Maya Bandhan Chute. Right? These two eyes, right? We see all the material things and we want to grab it. But at the end, all is falls is chuted. It's all left. The big house and everything, what we care. माँ तेरी ममता कितने प्यारे, कितना प्यार लगाती है. We come from the mother, and at the end, we go back to the mother. The mother never refused, or never say nothing when he brings us in his heart. And when we go back, you know, we say Ram Nam Satyai. My dear devotee, let's love each other and practice respect. Let us not be the drum of crowd, you know, the barrel of crowd. Let's forget those things. Let's be God's children. And let's love each other. Always remember, none of us is perfect. We always make mistakes. Right? But we can work towards perfections. The only perfect thing is Bhagawan. He is the perfect because he created his whole entire universe. You know, and I'm still waiting up to this day is 60-something years, and I'll give you the exact number. But I'm still waiting 60-something years for someone to come back from up there to tell me what happened up there. We forget that everything is on earth. Heaven and hell is on earth. But we talk about up there. You know, I want to see what up there. I'm still waiting. But for all of us, I want to thank everyone for being present here and those who looking and listening to us from various platforms. The divine Lord bless him. As there is many of us celebrating our birthdays, we sing a very small, short song. To everyone who celebrate their birthday, anniversary, whatsoever is celebrated with prema and bhakti, bal and buddhi. The divine Lord blessings to all the divine devotees that celebrate these occasions. We celebrate the age of the body that we brought forth. We got the body born and something born, we carry age. And that the age of itself. And we celebrate the age that we married, the date we married. We are selling complete, so we celebrate that age. But we can't celebrate the age of the soul. We only celebrate the age of the body. Or the age when we sign a contract with God, married, so they celebrate the Janai. So divine blessing to everyone. Jai Jai Sitaram.
Dhanyavad Pandit Mr. G, beautiful, touching on the some aspects of Dharma. Before I close, you recognize that Bahin Radha Ji is a birthday in her grandson, his son, Saeed? Saeed? Okay, Jadid, right? Johnny. So Bhagawan Sri Krishna blessings from all of us, Sri Harinarayan Mandir, and one of the greatest sponsor and supporter of this Mandir who always supports in a little way, just like all of you do. Dhanyavad to all your contribution. And she is from the tab accounting business. So anyone who needs some advice on accounting, any help, just feel free to go to Radha Ji. She's like, like Bhagawan, the consort of Bhagawan Sri Krishna, ready and willing to help at any available resources she can. Dhanyavad, and may God's choicest blessing be with all of you. we'll all stand and join in closing arti. Panditji will lead us in the Havan, the final Havan, and after that, Panditji will lead us into the final closing prayer. Let's all join. Stand together. Thank you. After the Havan, we'll do the arti. Okay, we'll start the arti. Panditji said Havan finished. Let's go to the arti, please.
हाथ जोड़कर विनती करो और प्रार्थना करोगे. Class your hand, close your eyes, concentrate to the lotus feet of the divine Lord. O Lord, as we seek in your guidance and protections, we are your children. You are the giver of all existence in this universe. Bless us with success, happiness, praise, love, and peace. That where there is peace, there is unity. And where there is unity, there is love. And where there is love, the Lord is present. As we gather here in this holy pilgrimage to the Harinam Mandir, I encourage everyone to come out on Sunday morning and sit in Satsang, sit in puja. That is the food of the chakras, the kundali, and the soul. For 6 days, 3 meals, sometimes 4 meals, we eat and nourish the body. But let's come out on Sunday. Why is it Sunday? Ravivaran, Surya Narayan, the light of all existence, the control of all the planets. We come on Ravivaran and sit in this holy pilgrimage and bring out the darkness within and replace it with the light of success, the light of divinity. Let us all pray. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Sureshwaram Vishwadharam Gagam Shadrisham Meghavarnam Subhaganam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalayanam Yoga Vidyanagam Vande Vishnu Bhavaikaranam Sarvalokekanatanam Tumeva Mata Tumeva Vandam Tumeva Vidya Tumeva Sarvam Mahadeva Devam Papuham Papa Paramaham Pap Atma पापसंभवं त्राहिमं पुण्डरीकाक्षे सर्वपापो हरो हरे मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत्कृतं मया देवं परिपूर्णं तरस्तु मे बार बार वरमांगो हर्षिदेव श्रीरं परसरोजर पावनी भक्ति सदा सतसंग सिया रामचंद्र की जय शरणं प्रभु उमापति महादेव की जय पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय सिया रामचंद्र की जय शरणं प्रभु ओम द्यौ शांति अंतरिक्षं शांति पृथ्वी शांति आकाश शांति औषधय शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वं शांति शांतिरेव शांति सामा शांतिरेव. All those who can forward, let us bow toward the lotus feet of the Divine Lord. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devam Maheshwaram, Guru Saksha Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. श्री सत्या सनातन धर्म की जय सब संतन की जय जय सीताराम. As we gonna have the arti, the panchamrit, and then prasadam and pujan. I'm thanking everyone to be here today. This most auspicious, the 3rd of July. Hope and seeing you next week and the week after. Thank you.
Devotees, this brings us to Pravachan, which I would like to say Dhanyavad and thank you very much for coming out, and those of you who supported the Satsang, continue supporting Sri Harinarayan Mandir, place away from home. To those of us who are watching us, joining us from various platforms, Facebook, YouTube, our support, our blessings from the Mandir to you. Just keep supporting the temple, supporting Dharma, because it's only Dharma that protects us. On that note, our sincere thank you again to yourself, your loved ones, and your family, and do have a blessed week ahead. And see all of you next Sunday morning, same time. Dhanyavad, and thank you very much.